Japan has some of the best cuisine in the world, as well as some more daunting food choices. Whether you're travelling with children, have allergies, or you're just worried about ordering the wrong thing, we've got you covered with food items that are generally considered to be safe options for non-adventurous eaters, along with some phrases that can make you feel more comfortable when ordering. I'm Jun from Japan Junkie, and these are the 10 best Japanese food choices for nervous eaters. Number 10. There's something irresistible about the aroma of barbecue smoke and grilling chicken coming from a yakitori stand. The chicken is glazed and cooked over coals until it becomes juicy and smoky. Yakitori is the perfect outdoor food, conveniently served on a stick to keep your hands clean. If you have concerns about eating chicken while travelling, there's really no need to worry. Japanese food standards are exceptionally high and the quality is outstanding. The chicken in Japan is so fresh that it can be eaten raw as torisashi, chicken sashimi, which is a menu option for the more adventurous. If this sounds like you can check out our video on Japanese food items that foreigners usually avoid. Depending on the source, yakitori can also be a gluten-free option. You can use the phrase blank ga taberaremasen to communicate dietary restrictions. In this case, it would be komugi ga taberaremasen, which means I can't eat wheat. It's best to say this phrase for gluten intolerance as it's better understood. Since gluten is in soy sauce and many foods, gluten intolerance is rare, so the word gluten isn't used very often. If eating something is dangerous to you, you can add zettai ni to say I absolutely can't eat something, as in peanuts ga zettai ni taberaremasen. Number 9. Anything that has don at the end means that it's a donburi, and generally means it's a bowl of rice with something on top. While some of the best donburi include unadon, which is eel, and oyakodon, which is chicken and egg, the easiest donburi to start with is gyudon. In this case, the gyu means beef. It's usually marinated and thinly sliced, and it's a perfect meal for a hungry appetite. Even if you don't speak Japanese, it's a good idea to learn the words for the foods that you don't eat, especially if you can't eat them for health reasons. If you were to ask what is this while gesturing to a decorative food item on your donburi, the phrase is useless if you can't understand the response. Therefore, it's best to make a yes or no question. For example, if you don't eat ginger, you can gesture to your donburi and say, "Kore wa shouga desu ka?" Then if the answer is no, you know you're ginger-free and ready to go. Number 8. If eating yakitori at a street vendor is still intimidating for you, why not try karaage at a restaurant or convenience store? It's very child-friendly as it really is just fried chicken. However, it's so much more crispy and juicy. The secret is in the batter. American-style fried chicken uses a flour-based batter, while karaage is made using potato starch. Having that combination of chicken and crispy potato batter can feel like you're eating fries while eating chicken. While it's supposed to be healthier than Western-style fried chicken, you should be careful. It's very addictive. Even KFC Japan is considering introducing karaage. It's interesting to check out the local variations as well. For example, Miyazaki Prefecture is famous for chicken nanban, which is karaage dipped in sweet vinegar and served with tartar sauce. Or in Hokkaido, you can try zangi, where the chicken is marinated for extra flavour and coated in a spicy batter. The annual karaage festival is held in Oita Prefecture and sees 60 different stalls creating unique inventions. For such a simple food item, you could easily become an expert. Number 7. If you combine a juicy dumpling with a crispy fried exterior, you get a gyoza. They're popular around the world and are similar to Chinese-style dumplings, but gyoza are pan-fried rather than steamed, and the thinner dough makes for a crispy result. The ingredients inside a gyoza are sliced finer than a dumpling, which makes it easy to bite into and enjoy every mouthful. Japanese gyoza are based on Chinese dumplings that were originally created to treat frostbitten ears. You can find all sorts of ingredients inside, from pork to vegetables, making it ideal for picky eaters as you can be as selective as you like. You can even find vegan versions, though you may need to check first. If you'd like to ask if a particular food item exists in your meal, you can say blank ga haite imasu ka? Again, it would be helpful if you learn the word of the food that you don't want to eat. So in this case, it would be niku ga haite imasu ka? Number 6. Tonkatsu is a pork cutlet that is breaded in light panko crumbs and deep fried, similar to a German schnitzel. A perfect tonkatsu is juicy on the inside and crispy without being greasy. It's a very popular item in restaurants as well as home cooking. On its own, tonkatsu is accompanied by a sweet sauce. It's often served with shredded cabbage as the light and crispy freshness aids digestion and balances out any heaviness from the oil. Tonkatsu can also serve as the basis for other meals because the flavour is so versatile. As a donburi, it makes katsudon. With curry, it makes katsu kare. And in a sandwich, it makes katsu sando. So if you like tonkatsu, you have many different ways of enjoying it while you're in Japan. If you're about to take an exam or compete in some way, you can eat tonkatsu for good luck, which is often done in Japan. This is because the word katsu means to win, so it's a very lucky meal. Number 5. Yakisoba literally means fried soba noodles, even though it's really made from wheat noodles. There's a whole range of ingredients to choose from, which makes it a great option if you want a restaurant experience but you're worried about being stuck having to eat something you don't want. A yakisoba restaurant often has a teppan. These are large flat grills that can sometimes be at the table you eat at, or sometimes customers are seated around a large cooking area. You order what you'd like and the noodles are cooked right in front of you. The wonderful thing about yakisoba is that it's customizable, meaning that you can remove the foods that you don't want. The fact that you can see it being made is great for people who are anxious, as you know exactly what you're eating. It's great for adults and children alike. If you're not concerned about carbohydrates, you can try yakisoba pan, which is a sandwich made from a hot dog style bun filled with yakisoba noodles. When you're making your selection, here's how to choose just one type of ingredient, which is a useful phrase, especially for vegetarians. You simply say the thing you want, dake, meaning only, and add kudasai, meaning please. So, yasai dake kudasai would mean vegetables only, please. Number 4. Tempura has been around for hundreds of years and it's very popular around the world. It's great for people who don't eat meat, as the cooking method is best for seafood and vegetables, although there are also tempura ice cream and chocolate creations. So you can be as selective as you like when choosing the food you want to receive. The deep-fried items are unique in that they're battered with eggs, flour and cold water instead of any breadcrumbs or panko. The crisp and crunchy exterior is contrasted by the fresh ingredients inside. It's so wonderfully light that even the kanji for tempura contains the word heaven. January 7th is National Tempura Day, a day in which you have free reign to eat as much tempura as you like. Tempura often accompanies soba dishes or in udon, but it can easily be a meal in itself. Unfortunately, it's often overlooked as a donburi option because the combination of tempura and donburi is tendon. This sometimes frightens people off who think it has something to do with tendons. Number 3. The word omurice is formed by combining the words omelette and rice, so you can imagine what the main ingredients are, but it's the way that it's made that makes this dish completely unique to Japan. Ketchup-flavoured chicken fried rice is carefully wrapped in a thin egg omelette. Breaking into the pillow is so satisfying, and every mouthful has the perfect ratio of rice to omelette. It's a favourite among Japanese children, and adults love it for the nostalgic feeling of home cooking. A fabulously unique version of omurice comes from Okinawa. The island's famous taco rice is covered in an omelette, making omutako. There's also a popular omurice style that was created for the 1985 movie Tanpopo, in which the omelette is cooked separately and placed delicately on top of the rice. It's then sliced open with a knife, which causes the eggs to cover the rice below. Now is a good time to learn how to ask to have something left out of your meal. You simply say, blank, nuki kudasai. For example, if you want the chicken left out of your omurice, you would say, toriniku nuki kudasai. Number 2. Convenience stores in Japan are truly on another level. It would be very difficult to not be able to find something that you'd like to eat. But if you'd like something authentically Japanese, give onigiri a go. If you're a particularly picky eater, all you have to like for this entrant to the list is rice. But the beauty of the onigiri is in its simplicity. You can start with a plain onigiri, which is surprisingly good. But the fillings are varied, with tuna mayonnaise being one of the most popular. If you'd like something a little plainer, try a yaki onigiri, which is coated in a soy sauce glaze and grilled to make a crispy crust. Or if you liked the idea of omurice, why not try an omurice onigiri? The spam onigiri are also quite popular, especially with tourists. Not knowing what's inside is part of the fun, but it's understandable that nervous eaters may not enjoy the surprise. Sometimes they have an ingredient on the outside that signals what's inside. Nowadays, most packaging has the flavour written on the front in English. Or you could just try onigirazu, which is very similar but made sandwich style so you can see the inside. Number 1. Okonomiyaki is perfect for everyone, as the name literally means grilled things you like. They're mostly made from cabbage and held together with batter, but even people who don't like cabbage love okonomiyaki. Common ingredients that are used include pork, soba noodles and green onions, but there are many more possible options. These savoury pancakes are extremely popular, especially towards the south of Japan where the two types originally came from. There's the Kansai version, where everything is mixed together and fried, and the Hiroshima version has each ingredient cooked separately and then stacked in layers. You can eat okonomiyaki by pinching off sections with your chopsticks. But if you're eating in Hiroshima, you may be given a special spatula that you use for both cutting and eating. Both types are cooked on a teppan, the same grill used for yakisoba. Once it's perfectly crispy, it's drenched in a sweet sauce and decorated with mayonnaise, which is sometimes turned into works of art by skilled servers. It's so delicious, you'll want it every day. After all this wonderful food, there's really only one more phrase to learn. You can say to the person who provided the food or the server, "Gochusou-sama deshita,"
ごちそうさまでした。
as a way of thanking them and showing your gratitude for the wonderful meal. Thank you for staying all the way to the end. You can leave a comment with any suggestions you have for future videos. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.